In this video, we will demonstrate how to build and configure the blog page type and how to add that page type to a latest news widget. Here is an example of a pre-built latest news with feature article widget. The latest news with feature article widget will display the 3 most recent blog posts from the selected blog page type. The widget is configured by selecting a pre-built blog page type. The most recent post will include a teaser image above the post, with 2 additional posts appearing on the right-hand side without a teaser image. All 3 posts will include the post date, post title, and post summary. Clicking on the title of the post will take the user into the post itself. The blog page type allows you to create a blog directly on your website in which your membership can engage in a feedback discussion regarding the topic of choice. Each blog post can be organized by month and configured to be displayed for a certain period of time. From the content tree, select where you would like the blog page to appear within your website. The best option is to add the blog page as a child page. Note that the blog page will not appear on the club site and will be hidden from the navigation by default. Once the blog page is created, the page can then be added to the latest news widget. So we're going to go ahead and add our blog page to our About Us page. So we're going to click that plus sign. Then you're going to go ahead and select the blog page type. As you are filling out the fields for your blog page, note that any fields marked with a red asterisk are required in order to save the page. So let's walk through some of the features we can see here. First, you have the blog name. And in here you can put the name of the actual blog. Next, you have the blog description, and this will appear under the blog name on the right hand side of the page. And while you are creating your blog descriptions, and in some areas throughout your blog, you'll notice that you have access to the rich content editor that you see here. If we continue to scroll down, you have the side column text, which is a smaller title that will appear on the right hand side of the page, and the blog side column text, which will appear underneath that side column title. Then we have the blog top content, and this will appear at the top of the blog page. Then if we continue to scroll down, you'll see additional options. The blog teaser allows us to add an image for the blog. You can do so by clicking Upload File, opening up your Media Library tab, and selecting your file. Open Comments For determines the length of time you want to allow members to comment or not comment at all on this particular blog, and you can make your selection by using the drop-down option. Send Comments to Email Address will allow you to set the email address that will receive an email notification whenever a comment is made on a blog post. Allow not authenticated users to make comments. If checked, will not allow anyone not logged into the website to make a comment on a blog post. Use CAPTCHA for comments will force users to enter a security CAPTCHA before submitting the comment, which is usually a string of letters and/or numbers. Require email address will require the user making the comment to enter their email address. Unsubscription URL will allow a member to unsubscribe from the blog feed. And enable subscriptions will allow a member to subscribe to the blog feed. We scroll down a bit more. Moderate comments. If enabled, comments will be approved or declined before they are posted. Blog moderators will allow for the selection of a member to moderate the blog by clicking that select button and choosing the member or admin that you'd like to monitor that blog post. Enable trackbacks. If enabled, will enable throwbacks, which allow you to automatically send a link for a blog post to a different blog post. In most implementations, the link is added as a blog comment in the target blog. Trackbacks work not only within the same site, but also with completely different sites. The only prerequisite is that they are correctly configured to receive trackback. Then, very lastly, you have the option of setting a publish from and publish to date, which will allow you to dictate when content saved on a page should be visible on the live site. You can set these dates by clicking the calendar icon or setting them for now. Once you have filled out all the necessary information, go ahead and click that Save button. Once you have created a blog page, blog posts can now be created. When you create a blog post as a child page of the blog page, a blog month will automatically be created, and the blog month will automatically be titled based on the date that your blog post was created. So we're going to go ahead and click that plus sign, and we're going to choose the blog post option. Just like with the main blog page, any fields marked with the red asterisk are required in order to save this blog post. So let's take a look at what we have here. First, you have that post title, and this is going to be the name of your blog post. Then you have the post date, and this will determine what blog month the blog post will be posted to. By default, the date will be the day that we're creating the blog post. However, you can change that date by clicking on the calendar icon to choose a specific date. So for example, in order to have a March 2017 blog month created automatically, make sure that the post date is changed accordingly to the month that you want the post date to appear within the blog month. Next, we have author, and this is the name of the author of the blog post. By default, the author will display as the administrator who created the blog post if this field is left blank. Blog post summary is the summary of the blog post, which will display on the main blog page, so it is advised to keep this summary concise. Then you have the blog post body, and this is where you can enter the full details of the blog post, which you also have full use of that rich content editor. If we continue to scroll down, we can add our blog post teaser, and we add this the same way as if we added a teaser to our blog page by clicking that select, using our media libraries tab and selecting our image. Allow comments. Enabling this option will allow comments for this blog post. If you do not want comments for this specific blog post, just make sure you uncheck that box. Send trackbacks to. In here you can insert any trackback URLs you wish to associate with this blog post. And just like with the main blog page, you have the ability to set a publish from and publish to date, especially for a blog post if you only want it to be published beginning from a certain time and ending to a certain time. And to set those dates, you can utilize your calendar icons as well. Once you've filled in all the necessary information and completed your appropriate settings, you can go ahead and save that blog post. However, if you would like to create multiple blog posts, you can go ahead and click Save and Create Another, which will allow you to save this page and create additional posts. If you need to edit either your main blog page or your blog month or blog post, you're going to select the page within the content tree and make sure you are within the Form tab. Then when you look on the page, you'll see that you're able to edit those fields we were looking at earlier. Just make sure if you do make any changes, you go ahead and save them once they're done. When creating a latest news with feature article widget, we can either add it to an extra large, large, or a small content block. So we're going to add it to a large content block. So we're going to go ahead and click our hamburger menu and add new widget. Then let's go ahead and find our widget. So we have the latest news and click select. Now we can go ahead and configure the widget. For the theme, you can choose between one of 3 custom themes that have been applied to the website. Then you can go ahead and enter an optional title if you would like to see that appear atop your news items. So, for example, we have our Mystic River News. Then you can go ahead and select the path, which is where we select our pre-built blog page in order to add that to our latest news with feature article widget. So we'll click select. Then we're going to go ahead and locate that page within the content tree. So our blog page type was under About Us, and it's our Mystic River blog. Now you'll know you've selected your blog page because you'll notice that the icon is slightly different than the other icons for our pages. Then go ahead and click select. Once all the applicable fields have been configured, go ahead and click save and close. And just make sure we save our page. And scrolling down, here's an example of the latest news with feature article widget.